All right, what up, though, beautiful people? It is your boy, J.B. Ricks, a.k.a. the Ricks Review, here for another edition of the Ricks Review podcast. And as you see, I have a very special guest this week. It is the Ricks Review Intern. Yes, that is my little mini me right there, Mr. J.B. Ricks Jr. coming up in this thing. What's going on, player? Yee, let them know what it is, man. I'm sure you guys have probably seen him on my Instagram from time to time. We've been talking about bringing him on the show for a while, and today he is going to make his debut. But don't get it twisted, man. He's got some experience under him. He's been working with me as an intern since last fall. We were covering high school football games together. He actually did a full report after a phenomenal game. What was that, Howell in Belleville?
Yeah.
You remember that game?
Yeah.
That was an awesome football game, and I had him do a report off of that. So trust me when I say he has already got some experience under his belt. And today, we are debuting his segment. This is going to be his segment on the Ricks Review podcast, and it's going to be the Put on a Show segment. And I want to give you a little backstory on it. We go to a lot of games together, and we were actually at a high school basketball game together, I want to say last winter or whatnot. It was Orchard Lake St. Mary with Trey McKinney, Mr. Basketball, who was heading to Michigan. We went to go see him together for the first time, and we were letting him know while he was out there playing, like, hey, we came to come see a show, Mr. McKinney, so you need to put on a show for us. And it just caught on like wildfire. We had the whole crowd hyped up off of it or whatever. Trey gave us a shout out on IG and everything, so it was mad love. And now we are bringing it to the Ricks Review podcast. This is going to be the Put on a Show segment, because what we're going to be talking about is recapping the NBA draft, which just took place earlier this week. It is in the books, the 2025 draft. Teams have their new players, and they have their foundations to build on and add on to whatever foundations they already have. And we're going to go through a couple picks here or whatnot, and there are a few players that I want to highlight or whatnot where I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to let you know that, Junior, what do they need to do?
Put on a show.
You better put on a show when y'all get to the NBA and the association and let us know what it really is, man. So let's just go ahead and just kick back, Junior. You just follow your daddy's lead like you always do or whatever, and we're going to rock out and have a good time recapping this NBA draft. First and foremost, let's go ahead and address the number one overall pick, Cooper Flagg, going to the Dallas Mavericks, and he is considered a generational talent, folks. Even before he stepped foot on Duke's campus, he was already considered to be the number one overall pick for this draft, and he most certainly lived up to that hype during his freshman year at Duke. And he went on ahead and became the number one overall pick, coming in after the Dallas Mavericks traded away their superstar Luka Doncic to the LA Lakers, and in return they got Anthony Davis and a couple other players here and there or whatever. But now the Maverick fans who were so upset about that trade, you might want to go ahead and let that go, because now you got another player who is definitely going to be solid for the next 10 to 15 years. I do believe he is a generational talent. He is absolutely a dog on that court. He has no weakness when it comes to the offensive and defensive side of the game. And what I love about him the most is the fact that he is a competitor. He wants to win, and he has no problem throwing one down in your face and letting you know who it was that threw it down in your face. So, Cooper Flagg, I'm going to spare you. I'm not going to expect you to put on a show, because I already know what you're going to bring to the table, but I definitely wanted to say congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Maverick fans, because you got you a really, really good one, and he's going to be there in the NBA making a lot of noise for the next decade and a half at least. So go ahead and mark my words on that. So let's go ahead and go through some of the top 5 picks that took place in the draft earlier this week. And the number 2 overall pick ended up being Dylan Harper, who was actually the son of Ron Harper. I came up on him. You don't know Ron Harper, but your daddy came up on Ron Harper, 3-time champion with the Bulls. He played with that Bulls dynasty that Jordan led the second time around. So you know that he's got the basketball genes in his DNA. He ended up being the number 2 overall pick, as he is going to the Spurs, coming out of Rutgers. But I want to jump to the number 5 pick next. Ace Bailey, who is going to the Jazz, as the number 5 overall pick. He was actually out of Rutgers too as a backcourt mate with Dylan Harper. And there were reports that came out after he was drafted that he tried to take his way out of the top 5 and that he might be a little dissatisfied with being picked by the Jazz. But at the end of the day, the Jazz made their pick. That's who they want. And he's got to rock that Jazz hat and begin his career with Utah. But here's what I need to call these two boys out for this reason right here. And I'm talking about Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey, both coming out of Rutgers, okay? Now, these two played on the same team in the Big Ten, but Rutgers finished under 500, 15-17 on the year. But you mean to tell me you have 2 of the top 5 players in the draft, and not only 2 of the top 5 players, 2 guards. So basically, you two were projected to be high draft picks, and you ended up being those high draft picks. So that means that you were 2 of the best guards in the country. And you mean to tell me you couldn't get your college basketball team to finish over 500 and y'all come into the NBA as 2 top 5 picks? Something don't smell right to me right there, Junior. So you know what? Now that y'all are coming to the NBA and now that you're going to be making millions and millions and millions of dollars to play the game that you love, I don't want to see no under 500 records. Y'all better come and show up. And Junior, what do they need to do?
Put on a show.
Put on a show. When y'all come to my arena, when I see you on TV, whenever I see you playing, I don't care when it is, whatever day it is, whatever night it may be, whatever the matchup may be. If you're a top 5 pick, 2 of the top 5 picks in the league, and you both played on the same team, and you couldn't get your college basketball team to the postseason, you better show me some real work in the NBA now that you're really, really getting paid for it. So, Junior, tell them one more time, what do they need to do?
Put on a show.
Put on a show. I'm talking to Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey. All right, so there's our first little put on a show, but I want to go back to the number 4 overall pick, Con Knipple, a teammate of Cooper Flagg, okay? Listen, when you see this guy, he doesn't look like somebody who's going to come over here and dog you, who's going to cross you up, who's going to take you to the rack, who's going to bust you in any gym any day of the week. He doesn't come off with that personality, but when you watch this boy ball, he is a true one. When it comes to his shooting ability, it is absolutely pure. But what makes him special, in my opinion, Junior, is the fact that he is scrappy and he has what I call to be a Bird mentality. And I am talking about Larry Bird. For you young bucks out there tuning in, you don't know who he is, you better Google who he is, because he was one of the greatest players to ever play this game. I see that type of mentality. I see that type of dog in him. Go ahead and look at me and think that I'm goofy all you want. But when I come through here or whatever and I bust one in your eyeball or whatever, I'm going to let you know what it is. At the end of the day, you will be left holding my jock strap when I'm done playing with you boys. So, Con Knipple, he is a player that I think is going to make a lot of noise. Do I think he's going to be an alpha dog? Nah, I don't want to say that, but he is going to be a pure shooter. He is going to be a phenomenal role player in this league for many years to come, and I do believe that he is going to show a lot of people why he was the number 4 overall pick. And think about this, too. When Cooper Flagg had his injury during March Madness, during the ACC tournament, it was Con Knipple who took over that team at that point, and he led them to the ACC tournament championship, and he also led them with an ACC tournament MVP. So the number 4 pick, spot on right here for Con Knipple, who was going to the Charlotte Hornets, actually staying in state, going from Duke to the Charlotte Hornets. So that is a great pick for Charlotte. I think he is going to be a mainstay there for a long time. And I'm telling you guys right now, don't let the looks fool you. That boy right there can ball. But we ain't going to put the put on a show segment on him, because I already know that he can ball, man. So I already expect a lot of things out of Con Knipple. All right, let's go down to, we'll keep it in the lottery segment. Let's go down to the number 13 pick, Derek Queen. He was picked to go. He was picked to go to the my handwriting is absolutely horrible over here. Derek Queen, actually, let's see. Let me make sure I have this right. But Derek Queen he was New Orleans. I'm sorry. No, he's going to New Orleans. He was traded from the Hawks. That's what it was. The Hawks drafted him, but he was traded to New Orleans, where he's going to be playing with Zion Williamson, and I think that's going to be great. What I love about Derek Queen, man, he was the most impressive freshman in college basketball last year. easily at Maryland or whatnot. He took that team to a whole other level and helped them get some postseason love. Basically, with his ability to play as a forward and as a center, athletic, folks. He is supremely athletic. He has no weakness with his offensive game, and defense might be an issue, conditioning and all that. He'll have to get into NBA shape. But Derek Queen is an absolute baller. He was easily the best big man in this draft, and that's why he went so high at number 13 overall. So what I want to talk about him is that he's got that dog mentality about him. He's just a dog. He gets out there or whatever, and he's going to do everything he can to win the game. When it comes to a clutch moment, he is not going to be afraid of that moment. You better give him the rock because he will go and get the job done when it comes down to going and trying to win the basketball game. He gave the Big Ten fits all season long, and I think he's going to do the same thing once he gets to the NBA and begins his career. What I really like about Derek Queen is the fact that I think he has the potential to be box office. So if I'm putting box office mentality on you right there, I'm letting you know right now that I'm going to expect huge things from you when it comes to you playing in the NBA. And going down to New Orleans, too, we know the injury issues that Zion Williamson has had over the years. Derek Queen can go down here and have a huge impact in New Orleans during his rookie season. So if I'm putting that box office label on you, you know what that means, right? Junior, what do I need him to do?
Put on a show.
Put on a show, Derek Queen. I want you to come into the NBA and do exactly what you did during your freshman year at Maryland. Put on a show. You're going to be box office. You're going to be something to see. And I think you can do some really, really great things in New Orleans. And I think you can do some really great things in the league. You know what? I'll even go ahead and put it on you right now. I want to see you be a Rookie of the Year candidate, Derek Queen. I'm calling you out and letting you know right now. I want to see you be a Rookie of the Year candidate because I do believe you can be box office in the NBA. So what does that mean? Junior, what does he need to do?
Put on a show.
Put on a show. Let's go, Derek Queen. All right, let's go ahead and go down to the 18th pick. And this is where, after actually the 13th pick, I want to talk about all the trades that took place. There were so many trades that took place in that first round. I believe after the lottery was officially over, there was only one player who was selected that wasn't involved in a trade. So there were numerous trades that took place in the first round, and that definitely caught my attention. But another player who I am really, really high on, Walter Clayton Jr., he is going to the Utah Jazz. He was definitely one of my favorite players to watch, especially during March Madness. Those last 2 months of the college basketball season, he elevated his game and took it to a whole nother level. And not only did he do that, but he took them all the way to the national championship, the Florida Gators, that is. And what I really love about Walter Clayton Jr.'s game is that he will go and get you a bucket whenever, wherever, when that time comes, when it's needed. He will drive to the bucket on you if he has to. He will pull up on you and knock that little mid-range jumper down. Or if he's got to come through and give a barrage of three-pointers or whatever to get his team back in the game or take it over like he did numerous times throughout March Madness, he will do that too. That tells me right there that he has that clutch gene that you really, really need when it comes to playing professional basketball. So he led Florida to that national championship. Last 2 months of the season, he was absolutely phenomenal, and he is a pure scorer. And we know what the NBA is all about, man. Scoring all day, every day. So Walter Clayton Jr., I'm definitely expecting you to do some big things. I will be looking out for you when it's all said and done, as you will be the 18th overall pick. He's somebody that I definitely expect to make a lot of noise when it comes to this rookie class going into the new season. All right, let's go ahead and jump down to pick number 25. And it was our one and only Sparty who was taken in the NBA draft in the first round. No Michigan Wolverines taken, but there was a Sparty, Mr. Jace Richardson. Go Green.
Go White!
You know what it is. You got two Spartans here talking right now, so you know what I mean? We got to pump up our boy, Jace Richardson. Funny story about him, man. I went to school with his pops. And you know his dad had a great career at Michigan State. He had a great career in the NBA. We were both freshmen at Michigan State in 2000 when we won the national championship. And still to this day, the night that we won, all my Spartan dogs who were there or whatever, they can attest to this right now. Still to this day, that night that we won the national championship in East Lansing, it was the funnest night of my life. still to this day. I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal how much fun we had, how great of a night that was to see our Spartans win a national championship, and his daddy played a huge role in that as a freshman with Michigan State. So I wanted to go back there. But now, fast forward 25 years later, and his son was out here doing the same thing for Coach Izzo. He exceeded expectations, folks, during his freshman year at Michigan State. He didn't come into that season expecting to end it as a potential lottery pick or somebody who would be picked in the first round. There was a lot of people who were like, what, he's getting drafted? Yes, he was, because he improved his game all the way through the season from beginning to end, and that's what a lot of NBA execs want to see out here. They want to see potential, and they want to see you expound on that potential and take it to another level, and Jace Richardson, he was 100% spot on with that. High basketball IQ, folks. He takes care of the ball, he's very efficient, and he just knows how to go and get a good shot when he has to get one to help his team climb out of a little funk or whatever it may be. He's not physically intimidating, but like I said, he's got a high basketball IQ, and he can find his way through screens and find his way to getting good shots. One player that I want to bring in that comes to mind a little bit is Rip Hamilton. A lot of you don't remember Rip Hamilton, but played with the Pistons when they won that championship back in 2004. He's that guy who can come off of screens. He'll probably have to get his conditioning up if he wants to run around like Rip Hamilton. He ain't going to be able to run around like Rip because he was one of the most phenomenally conditioned athletes in the NBA in our generation. But if he gets that together, he can be that Rip Hamilton type of player. He's, like I said, not physically intimidating, so he'll want to go ahead and bulk up and get his NBA body, get his conditioning together on that front. And that may take a year or two or whatnot. But like I said, the potential and the fact that he grows on his potential is what makes him so alluring as a first-round pick as he gets ready to begin his career in Orlando. And I'll go ahead and bring up one of the games that really come to mind that popped right off my head was the 86-74 victory over Oregon. Michigan State was on a 2-game losing streak at that point, and it just was looking bad. You know, we were falling out of the rankings at that point. Oregon had a huge lead on us in that game, but Jace took that bad boy over, scored 18 of his 29 points in the second half, leading them to a victory, and he ended up continuing to improve throughout the rest of the season, and he turned his NBA draft stock just went up from there. It just absolutely went up from there, and it ended with him. There were talks about him being a lottery pick, but as you see, he fell down to number 25, but he still gets that first-round love, and now he will begin his NBA career in Orlando, and he's going to have some pretty good advice from that pops of his who had a great career in the NBA as well. So I see tremendous success for Jace Richardson in the NBA. But you know what? I got to put it on you. I got to put it on you, Jace, because you know why? You a Spartan dog. You a Spartan dog drafted in the first round, baby. Come on now, man. Your daddy was a legend at Michigan State. Your daddy had a phenomenal career, whatnot. So you know what? When I see you, whether it's coming to Detroit, whether I see you in another city, whether I'm just watching you on TV, Junior, what do I need Jace Richardson to do?
Put on a show.
Junior, what do I need Jace Richardson to do?
Put on a show.
Put on a show, Mr. Richardson, because that's exactly what I expect out of all my Spartan dogs who show up in the NBA. So Jace Richardson, number 25 to the Orlando Magic. All right, so let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. But before I do that, I do want to address a couple picks from the second round. One pick that took place in the second round, I believe it was within the top 5 picks of the second round, Johni Broome. Johni Broome from Auburn ended up going to the 76ers. He was one of the best college basketball players in the land. He was actually a finalist for the Naismith Award, and he helped Auburn be one of the best teams in college basketball last season. Physically dominating, athletic, can shoot, can go to the rack, can post you up, man. I'm surprised he wasn't a first-round pick. That's basically what I'm trying to get at right here. I'm surprised that he fell down to the second round. When I started the day 2 coverage and I saw that he was still on the board, his name was immediately the one that jumped off the page to me to say, like, wait a minute, why is this dude still on the board right now? Well, he came off the board to the 76ers, and they got themselves a steal with Johni Broome. We all know the injuries that Joel Embiid has been dealing with right now. So Broom is definitely going to kind of beef up that front court, give it a little bit more depth, and maybe help Embiid, get some spells of rest here and there or whatnot. So Janai Broom, he can come in and have an immediate impact with that team. And, there's always those sleepers in the second round, man. Nikola Jokic, Manu Ginobili, you know what I mean, who end up being Hall of Fame type players. I ain't going to put that pressure on them. I'm not going to put that pressure on them. But I am going to say, as a second-round pick, let that go. It doesn't mean nothing, man. I want you to come in and have an immediate impact, and I want you to come in and ball. You're going to get the opportunity, especially in that 76ers lineup. So definitely, you need to do what, Junior?
Put on a show.
You better put on a show, Janai Broom, because I'm very, very, very high on you, and I do believe that you can have a phenomenal career in the NBA as long as you continue to stay humble and work hard and take advantage of each and every opportunity that comes your way. So, Janai Broom, I'm rocking with you out of the second round to put on a show. And then the last one, we can't have this Ricks Review podcast and not address our Pistons, right?
Yeah.
Pistons did not have a first-round draft pick, but they did have a second-round pick, 2 picks after Janai Brown. They went on ahead and got Chaz Lanier out of Tennessee. Did a little research on him, saw a couple games of him playing in the dominant SEC last season. The SEC was easily the most competitive conference in college basketball last season, and he ended up getting himself drafted in the second round. Very physical shooter. He's got the NBA body. That's definitely a bonus for him. But he can also shoot too, and he's very, very aggressive. He can move and find his own shot, or he can move off screen and rolls or whatever. He can run through you, and if you try to set a screen on him or whatnot, he'll run through you and still find himself an open shot. So he's definitely going to provide some depth. He's going to provide some shooting depth in that Pistons lineup. We all know the great season they had last year, right?
Yes.
Making it to the playoffs or whatnot. First time in the gazillion years it felt like. And they have a potential superstar in Cade Cunningham. You know Cade Cunningham, remember?
Yeah.
He gave you that autograph after that one game or whatever. Came up and hooked Junior up with an autograph because he sees the hard work my Ricks Review intern is doing. So he showed him some love or whatever, gave him an autograph. Still got that at the crib right now. So, Chaz Lanier, I'm not going to expect you to put on a show. Just come on in, fit in. We got a great culture being built. It's the new bad boys is what I'm calling them. And they're all about winning. They're all about winning, and they're all about improving, and they're all about elevating and getting us back to the original bad boys era when we was winning championships. So you know what? Take us back to the 2004 days when we won that championship with the greatest starting five alive. Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. Those days, man, those are some phenomenal days for Detroit. And I believe that's the culture that they're trying to build. Having a strong team like that, and you got a potential superstar in Cade Cunningham. Hey, Chaz, just come on in, work hard, do what you do, make them shots. When you get those open looks, when Cade Cunningham is finding his way to the rack and dishing it out because of the way he always gets these defenses to collapse, just knock them down, baby. Make sure you get them shots in the bucket. Continue to work hard, develop your game, and you're going to fit right in with the new bad boys era. So there it is, folks. That is our 2025 NBA draft recap. Myself with the Ricks Review intern. What do all these players need to do who got drafted?
Put on a show.
Put on a show, because you're not in college anymore, Playboys. You are in the NBA, and we want to see you all be box office at the end of the day. Ricks Review intern, you killed it, baby. Yeet.
Also, I just want to say I'm really happy to be on here. This is my first time being on YouTube. I've never been on YouTube before, I don't think. But still, if you guys are watching this, please like, subscribe, share, and see us on YouTube, foolfolksfun.com, or you can see us on Facebook or any website.
You heard what he said. He just did the whole outro for me, folks. I don't even got nothing else to say. That's my mini-me right there, holding it down. J.B. Ricks Jr. Y'all know the name. He is the Ricks Review intern. Continue to look for us and watch us on Instagram. Like he said, Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias, YouTube. food folks fun, but at Ricks Review on IG. Go on that Ricks Review IG and you will see my baby boy all over that joint with some of the work and that he does behind the scenes. He's not just a cameraman, folks. He does work behind the scenes too, man. He is full-fledged with it, man, and this is why he is being rewarded with his own segment on the Ricks Review podcast, man. Oh, great job, baby boy. Yeet. That's what it is, folks. Ricks Review, the Ricks Review Intern. Your boy J.B. Ricks, J.B. Ricks Jr., here to hold it down, and we will be back again in the very near future. Until then, peace.